Happy beautiful Tuesday, everybody. It's your girl Unapologetic Happiness here, and today is my transformation of the Mind Tuesday challenge to you guys. Today I want to challenge you guys to learn to master the art in knowing how to flow and not force, right? So how many of us are guilty of being perfectionists? How many of us are guilty of wanting to be in control? How many of us are super guilty of, wanting to be Superwoman or Superman and thinking that we can take on everything and do everything and be there for everybody all in the same day and at the same time, right? So realistically, I can probably speak for most of us when I say this. A lot of us do this. A lot of us are guilty of this. And it's not because we want to, be tired or running ourselves thin. It's just that that's probably the way that we have been taught to do things, or the way that we know to do things, or it's all just based on some stereotypical statement of who you are and what you're supposed to be doing and what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, or what look good. Like for me, for example, growing up from the island of Jamaica, we're so used to hearing that, in the middle of the day, laying around or taking naps just means that you're worthless, or you're not doing anything, you're not being productive, if you're just, just relaxing, resting, right? And I realized recently, like probably last week or sometime, very recent though, how much of an effect that has had on my life. It has had some pros, but it definitely has some cons as well. Because here's the thing about when you're operating in purpose and operating in service, it is completely impossible to think that you can just get up at a certain time of the day and just go and run and run and run and run throughout the entire day. What you're doing is literally just pouring and pouring and pouring. There is a time in the day where we have to be setting aside moments, even if it's a minute, 2 seconds, to just refill our cups a little bit, because we can end up giving too much, and by the end of the day we're feeling burnt out. Being in purpose and living in your purpose or being in service is not supposed to feel like a job, or feel like a force, or feel like something that's just tugging at you and pulling you in multiple different directions. It's knowing what your purpose is, knowing, setting your intentions, and going into the day with priorities, so that one, you're fulfilling whatever your task was for that day, but you're also honoring and fulfilling yourself to feel whole, to be at rest, to be full, so that when you deliver, you're delivering. When you're resting, you're resting. There's a time to work, there's a time to rest. And a lot of times we are so busy just trying to force and cram everything all into one day's work. There's days where we just can't avoid that, being women, being mothers, being parents, having a business, having a job. But the times that we can, be in control or be aware of these things, it is solely our duty to really challenge ourselves and say to self, at this moment, I need a break. At this moment, I need to take a second to just refill my cup so that I can continue to go throughout the day. Because if not, you're no longer just flowing. You're just forcing. You're like on cruise control, trying to just make it to the end of your day. Nobody should operate like that. Nobody should, think that that's okay. But again, sometimes, you do the best with what you have. And I learned that there's a lot of pros and cons to just what we've been taught or told or think is the right way to operate. So now when we think about operating in purpose, we have to learn how to put God in that mix, right? Understanding that, yeah, we can be physically strong or mentally strong. We got to allow God to restore our strength spiritually, to know when to rest, to know when to be still, to know when to just, take a moment to just think in silence, right? No movement, and just wait patiently. Whatever is for you is going to be for you. Whatever it is you're working towards, it's not going to just run out or disappear because you've taken a moment to just restore yourself. Restoration is key. Love and compassion for self is key. So let us go out into the world. Let us, anything that it is we're operating, and let us know when it's time to, work, reset, and restore. It's not okay to just continue to run and burn on fumes all day long. Take care of ourselves so that we can be better able to take care of the people in our lives, the people that we're in service to, whole and fully. I love you all. Have a blessed and beautiful Tuesday on purpose. Mwah.